Hey guys, on this episode of Chris Does Everything, we're going to take a look at this problem, which is how do you take an external electrical outlet and switch it from the inside of your house, assuming it isn't switched already. This is a common problem. A lot of people bump into around the holidays. Here you can see I've got some holiday lights connected to this switch. Well, it's actually remote controlled, so from not too far away I can push a remote and turn them on and off. However, I am in a protected area of my house, so I don't have to worry about this getting wet. Got a lot of situations where I've got outlets on the outside of the house that are not protected and was looking for an inexpensive, better solution. So today we're going to take a look at how you can do that pretty easily on your own. Let's take a look. So here's how we're going to go about this. I went out and I bought this Utilitech remote control outlet at a home store near me. It was about $25. It switches two outlets. It's rated at 1875 watts, which is more than enough for what I need. Be aware of what you need. You turn it on and off with the key fob. It's weatherproof, and it's got a little 6-inch cord on it and an LED that lets you know whether it's turned on or off. Now, that 6-inch cord isn't really valuable because you're supposed to mount the thing 6 feet off the ground. I'm going to put it in an enclosure and make some changes. Let's take a look. This is the enclosure I'm going to use. I think it's about 6 by 9. Got it on Amazon for about $25. I'll see if I can put a link in the description. It's weatherproof, although it doesn't have a gasket, which surprises me. It's got these cool little cutouts for the cables to go in and out, and it's only got one mounting boss, which surprised me. And then I just got to figure out how to mount this stuff on the inside, and I'm guessing I'm going to be able to use these mounting rails. So here's the inside of this thing, and to make this simple and not have to do too much soldering and desoldering on the printed circuit board itself, I'm going to cut the line cord coming in, and I'm going to splice into that with a longer externally rated cable. I'm going to leave the two outlets because that's all I need. And then this is that LED. It's got a little kind of lens in the on the outside of the case. I don't have another one of these handy, so I'm gonna take this off of the board, wire a cable to it, and figure out how to mount it on the side of the box. All right, so the first thing I did was desolder the LED from the board, and I soldered in a couple of extension wires and basically plugged the LED in out at the end. And then testing that, turn it on, LED on, off, LED off. So we're gonna go ahead and use that to mount the LED so that we can see it on the outside of the box. All right, so with the LED sorted, we are going to replace this short cable. I am going to sacrifice a 12-foot external extension cord I have. I'm going to cut it in about half. I think 6 feet of cable is going to be fine. And I'll save the other half because I save everything. And like I said earlier, we're going to cut these wires, splice the new cable into it. And I'm going to try to salvage this strain relief because I like that. I don't really need it inside the box, but if I can slide it off that cable and onto my new one, I'm going to do that. Okay, here we are 2 minutes later. Strain relief off, cable cut, and I strip the ends of that to get ready to connect it. Here's my donor cable, now cut in half that I still have to strip. That strain relief, I used a screwdriver, just pried up this end of it a little bit, shot some WD-40 in there, and grabbed the cord, grabbed the strain relief and twisted it and pulled really hard, and it slid off like I thought it would. All right, so here we are with the long cable spliced in with the strain relief. The LED I'm going to route to the outside, and just plugged in my little cheapo vibrating cutter here so that when we turn it on, we can tell that the outlets are actually working. So that's good. All right, so here's what the finished product looks like. I just took a piece of plumbing strap and I used that to mount the box on the inside of the enclosure and those rails. You can see I've got the LED mounted on the side. I cemented that in. Just got a little bit of duct tape holding it in place, but it's watertight. I've got the lens in there. And I decided to use one of the internal mounting bosses to mount the top. It's got the external one on the bottom. And we're all weather tight. Now the cool thing is, you can see, I click the button, turns on. And click the button and it turns off. So this is ready to get mounted outside right now wherever I want to control anything and have it be watertight. Let's take a look. All right, and here we are outside, mounted up, all ready to go. I mounted it on the window casing here so that I have a good view of it from the inside. Cords run through. Nice and secure. Safe from the elements and remote controlled. Let's just go inside, take a look at the window, make sure we can turn it on and off, and this project is done. All right, here's the view from inside the house. Looking out the window, now I don't have to go out and fool around with that, and when I hit my remote, on it comes, and off it goes. That, my friends, is all there is to it. So one closing comment there, guys. You may be wondering, well, what the heck is the value of the LED if you're turning lights on and off? I mean, you can look at the lights and see that they're on and off. But I wanted to be able to use this for things other than lights that you really can't tell by looking at the device whether or not it's on. For example, if you've got like a de-icing mat on your front steps that you turn on to melt the snow or the ice, and you can't tell. A lot of times you don't have an indication that that's on. So I wanted to be able to tell by looking at the outlet that the power was on or off, which is why I went through the trouble of moving that LED. In any case, this is pretty cool. If you decide to do this yourself, again, be careful of the load that you put on it. Know the wattage draw of whatever you're plugging in, and make sure you match that to your switch. The enclosure is really inexpensive, really easy to work with, and this is a fun little project. So hopefully this was useful to somebody, and thanks for watching. Appreciate it.